And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right, Twitch is good. I walked away, and when I came back, the cartoon's a little shorter than most of what I run. So it restarted a little sooner than I expected. So anyhow, Twitch is good. Charles is in the house. I hope you're feeling okay, buddy. Um, and we're gonna check the YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Okay, buddy. Um, and we're gonna check the YouTube. Okay, YouTube sounds good. YouTube. Gonna close the YouTube. We are working on Neo Asia. That's it. I redid the top. Yo, Leo, how are you doing? So if you were here Thursday when I was working on it, I did not like the top I ended up with, so I kind of went back to Marvelous Designer, tweaked it up a bit, and redid it. The good news is it always goes a lot faster the second time. So whenever you have to redo anything, there's you don't actually have to. There's a lot of thinking that's involved when you do something for the first time and you're not quite doing it right. And then the second time, you know what you're doing, and you just check off the steps really quick. You don't have to think about, now what do I want to do? You're doing all right? Excellent. And you're over on the YouTube. So this, excuse me. Okay, so I'm working on getting the news reporter outfit done. It requires thinking. Yeah, it's that damn thinking. And they keep breaking stuff too. That was part of the problem also. So the deadline reporter outfit is done. I think I'm doing the promos. Maybe we'll get that finished submitted to Daz tomorrow. But I am now working on Neo Asia, and we are currently looking like this. So we kind of got into substance. Okay, so I went back and reworked it a little bit. The skirt's a little janky. I don't know if I'm going to rework that or not. The top was really janky. So we kind of got that fixed a bit. Yo, Digital Squirrel. Howdy. But today I'm going to do the shoes. Do I have my shoes? I closed my shoe viewer, didn't I? No, I didn't. There they are. I found these. I want to make these sort of short boots to go with this outfit. And you know what? I think I will add a zipper. It won't be unzippable, but we will put a zipper on the back. But let's be real. Look at this. This has got like this stretchy material in here. Odds are you're never actually going to unzip this. Hey, is everybody following CS Bond? He doesn't stream, but he's got a cool Discord. Feel free to go check him out. So we're working these. So what I'm going to do is I made cowboy boots a little while back. So we're going to start with those. We're going to shape it to these. And I think that'll actually look nice with this outfit. So that's the plan. The question is, before Willie gets here, have you seen the new Nano Banana? What? I I have not seen the new Nano Banana. Is that some sort of AI thing? Is that why we're talking about it before Willie gets here? Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Nano Banana. Use Google's new AI. Yeah, it's new. It used to be called Nano Banana. Now it's called something else, but it's by Google. Oh, an AI imager for. I have not looked into that one. I don't know. I'll set it off to the side. I don't know if I'll actually look at that or not. Honestly, I do admit I do use Chat GTP to help come up with outfit ideas sometimes. It's like I got this outfit. I kind of want it to be science fiction and spacey, and so I go to ChatGTP and say, give me 12 names for a science fiction spacey outfit. It's free and there's a lot of YouTube videos on it. Okay, and it does extraordinary things. Ooh. All right, you've piqued my curiosity, Charles. Hopefully I can remember in 3 hours. Anyhow, we are making boots for this outfit. That's what we're doing. We're gonna use these. These are available for sale over at Temu, which is one of those evil sites. Of course, I don't know if it's any more evil than Amazon, which I shop at incessantly. So, Shein, on the other hand, it maybe is a little more evil than Amazon, just because fast fashion by default is really evil. But I'm sure if Amazon could figure out a way to do the fast fashion, I watched them take two separate pictures, tell it what it wanted to do, take the parts from each critter, put it together. Ooh, yeah. You have now piqued my curiosity. Anyhow, I have cowgirl cowboy boots that I did for the Dale Western outfit, now available at Daz. So we're going to use that as a starting point because we have a low poly version of that, which would make it good. Here's the advantage of doing really low poly versions of your stuff before you detail it out is I can now take this and then repurpose a lot of it for another outfit, which is what we're exactly going to do on this. Um, so what I don't need is I don't need this stuff on the top. So we're just, and actually let me save this file, save as, and we'll stick it over into NeoAsia. Cheap viewers. Oh, how dare you call my viewers cheap? Just for that, you shall be banned. Thank you, Charles. You the man. And I don't mean that in a Chico in the man way. Um, Brain stopped. I'm saving this. That's right. We're gonna go over to projects. I moved to NeoAsia into the dresses folder, so let's go down to dresses. Squirrels. That's exactly. Squirrels don't cheap. Even if it said best viewers, which I know is a lot better because I do have the best viewers. I stole them from DJ Ray. No, I'm kidding. Um, Even then, you still have to be banned. Sorry. Some bots we just don't like around here. Other bots are fine. I do have a few bots running around in chat, but they're doing useful things. It's the reason why my YouTube chat and my Twitch chat can see each other. I've got a bots. Actually, I have to have two bots. I have to have a Twitch bot and a YouTube bot that just do send messages back and forth from one site to the other. I'm in the wrong. No, I'm still going to the Neo Asia. There we go. Let's put this in the whip. I'm gonna call you Neo Asian Boots. Neo Asia Boots. And I'm putting a hyphen in there. Probably doesn't make sense, but I don't want to do the stair-steppy cap thing. All right, we're gonna delete the parts we don't need, which in this case is the top. We're gonna reshape this to look a little more like the picture that I'm working with. Let's delete those faces. Also, let's find a foot we want it to fit. So I'm going to hide this for just a second. I don't need you. And actually, you know what I don't need? Let's bring this back. I'm going to clean this up. These are a whole bunch of iterations of cowboy boots. Also, I don't need that thing that says Western dress, do I? So let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of that. I don't think I need any of those. And I think we're going to, in here, we'll bring this up and I'm going to try to figure out how much of a bend we want on these. So I'm going to hide the base boot for right now. And inside here, I have a whole bunch of bent feet. So we're going to find the one that we want. Oops, I turned the whole thing off. Dang it. So do I want to do that? Nope, I want to higher. I'm going to go a little higher than that. Maybe a little higher than that. I think we're going to fit that. So am I in? I am in edit mode, and I've got my boot selected. Let's look at this from this side over here. And so I'm going to want that right about there. Let's grab the front of the boot. Let's pop the X-ray on. Let's, oops, that's not the, I'm going to use the select lasso on this. And we're going to bring that down. I'm going to flatten that out a little. We'll improve that flatness in just a minute. So you're going to kind of come in here. I probably should just hide that. You know what? We're just going to hide that for right now. And then we'll move up to the next part. And try to get that in where I want it. Oops, somebody's doing a little proportional editing. It's probably going to be okay. No, it's not. We're going to turn that off. So I'm going to put you in here. Maybe down in here. Maybe we'll grab all of this. It'll come down to here. I'm going to grab all of you. Bring you down into here. Let's grab that edge and just move that. You mean you could get paid pennies to watch per hour? I don't know, can you? You mean being a cheap viewer? That's exactly the pay rate that Elon probably thinks that you're worth. Um, I'm going to make that a little smaller in the heel, I think. I think we're going to pull that stuff back a little. I'm probably going to want to slide this stuff back a little. You know what? You're in a funny spot, I think. Kind of want that maybe in there. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think I'll start smoothing that out. I don't know. The 0.1% really want to be back to the 18th century with free labor. That's true. Make America great again. Let me own slaves. That's, I sometimes feel that's what it means. All right, I should stop talking political. We'll do that. Charles will unsub if I talk too much politics. I didn't want that. I want you guys like that. You know, I probably should. Nah, we're doing well. We're getting there. You know, let's unhide. And let's turn the x-ray off so I can kind of... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull... Nah, it's fine. I'm having some thoughts. That's what's going on here. All right, so you're going to come over here. You're going to come over here. You get to come back a little bit, and then we'll bring both of you back a little bit. So that fixes the heel. I think I still... Oh, that got nasty in there, didn't it? What are you doing over there? I'm going to turn off the... so I can see where I went wrong. Somewhere in here is a point that I need to move. I don't know. I can't see it. We'll do the x-ray. There you are. Right, x-ray off for just a second while we slide that up. Okay, I have no idea why you're over there, but we'll fix you a little bit. You can probably come out and down a bit. Probably good. I can do this. We'll just flatten these out like this. And I'll probably... Oh, you got all the way out there, didn't you? Bad boy. That's probably a little better. I think I got too much in there, though. I think we're going to... Let me take a look at these. Yeah, I'm going to make that edge a little smaller, I think. Oh, that's it. AI is going to take all our jobs. I'm sorry, I'm talking politics again. I can't help myself. And, you know, I'm just going to blame Mitch for that. Actually, I want all of these to be flat together. Like that. And then I think I'm just going to flatten all of these out by scaling Z on them. That didn't work. There we go. That still needs to be cleaned up. I think I scaled that already, didn't I? Yeah, I thought I did. I thought I was... And then we'll tweak the width around a little bit. And that should be flat already. Right, that's what I thought. And I've already got seams marked on this, so that's kind of convenient. What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take this line and drag it down. Then I'm going to put a loop in there to kind of give me a more even edge. And then I'm going to get rid of this and swap that out with the other one. So we're just going to kind of grab this, and I'm just going to pull it down like that. And then what I want is an even space in here. So I think I can do that. If I do that, and then GG and slide, and do even. And that lets me get a nice even cut through there. And then I can just get rid of this other stuff, and then we rebind. So, and I'm going to lose all of this. So I'm going to rebuild that in. Right. I'm just going to bridge this and then lose this loop cut. Actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and fill this back in. Like that. Put a cut. Actually, I can kind of fill that down to, why are you not flat? That didn't work. We got to go back a little ways here. Let's try this again. I didn't want that. If I say even and flipped, that totally didn't do what it's supposed to do. What the frick? Uh, there's a way to do this and have it be even, and I always forget how to do that. So instead, I'm always flopping around looking for the right way to do this. Actually, can I just set that into a vertex group and grab it later? I'm going to try that. Yay. And then I'm going to delete this stuff underneath, and then I'm going to try to grab that vertex group and just bring it straight down. We'll see how that works. Right? And then can I select that and just pull it straight down? Yeah, that's the ticket. Okay, and then I'm going to clean this up. I want to get rid of these. Like that. Vertex group is kind of like saving a selection in PS. Yeah, it's kind of what it does. Well, it doesn't actually. Well, you make a selection and then you put it to it. In this case, I'm using it to save a selection. But yeah, it kind of does that. So it assigns certain vertexes to a group, so you can just grab that by itself, something like that. I have done it before, but not necessarily for what I'm doing here, and I'm forgetting why. Oh, I do it for rigging. When you can, if I'm making like a whip or something, and I've done this for whippings, I assign vertex groups, and then when that gets exported, Daz will read the vertex groups, and then I can just rig that a lot easier in Daz. I've done it a couple times, and I've already forgotten how it works. So it's kind of a handy feature. So it's like in Daz where it has face groups. So it's kind of like that, except in this case, it's vertex groups because it says vertex. And my brain stopped. Okay, did I select my group? Yeah, I selected my group. Am I just going to GZ this? Nope, I'm in the wrong spot. Yo, Jay, how are you doing? GZ, I'm moving the wrong thing. Let me select my. Am I in edit? I am in edit mode. Let me select my vertex group. There's my problem. I don't have my vertex group selected. There we go. We're better now. All right, now I'm going to fill these out. And they should be all even. And I should be able to just. That's not working because I've got the wrong thing selected. I want that edge and that edge. And then I can fill that in like that. And then this is going to become a couple quads. We're going to put a loop cut in here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete these faces right here. I'm going to rebuild that. But for right now, also I'm going to reshape that. Let's put a loop cut through there. We have a WP Guru command. That's what it is. Or is it Guru? I think it's WP Guru. Yeah, good to see you too, man. Jay, how are things going? You've been working on projects, I know. Let me fill this in. Uno, dos, tres, something like that. So I'm going to put a face right there. I'm going to put a face right there and close those up. Look at those pretty quads. Okay, I'm going to clean that shape up. You know what? You look like you're a little uneven. Bring that out. Center that up a little bit better. Then we'll just G-stretch those or something. Although I don't need that over there. You know what? You're looking a little... That's probably a little better. And you know what? I'm going to make this smaller. Maybe bring it back a little bit towards the rear a little bit. Okay, let's clean this up. Did someone say Mr. J? Yes, Mr. J is in the room, aka the WP Guru. Not to be confused with who shall not be mentioned, because we'll talk about Jay. Check him out. Super knowledgeable guy. That wasn't it. Must have been Guru. Because I'm lazier than that, right? No. Why did the J command not work? Maybe it was J. Maybe my bot's being bad. It is working. Why didn't it work for Charles? What the hell? Oh, it did work for Charles. Never mind. I saw the bot echo. That's what I saw, and then I didn't see the command. Sorry, Charles. We're working on boots. Um, so I have this, which I'm calling Neo Asia. It's kind of Sam inspired clubbing outfit, and we're going to make boots that are going to kind of look like that. So that's the plan. It hasn't been this. Yeah, apparently. Well, I don't know. I don't get around and clean stuff up that much. You know what? I may redo this dress or this skirt. I don't know. We'll think about it. But we're working on this for right now. So let me. Is my heel in the right spot? Maybe something like that. See, these three are little wonky. Or maybe these three. Did I get the three of them? Or did I miss one? I missed one. I do want that. And maybe I should just switch to X-ray. Get that in there. All right, I'm going ahead and bridge these now. Where's the bridge face? I'm looking right at it. Our bridge edge loops. There we go. I think we'll just add an extra loop cut in there. Probably good. Let's turn the subdivision on so I can kind of see what we're doing, and let's work from here. I need a crease in here. Dang it, missed. Right there. There we go. And these need to be creased. And that needs to be creased. And these need a nice little crease on them. And I think we're going to pull this down a little bit further. If I do it like that, there we go. And I'm probably going to add a little bit of a... That's a little janky feeling right in there, isn't it? That's probably okay. You know what I think I'm going to do is I think I'll just add a loop cut in here to flatten this out. It kind of works. Something in here is not creased properly. Oh, the very tip. And did I not flatten you? You like the wrinkles? I have wrinkles? Or you mean in the outfit? See, I'm a little behind in chat. That's about par for the course, though, isn't it? And can I slide you all back this way a little bit? At some point, I'm going to get that coat covered. Maybe we'll do that now. In the real world, your feet fit the shoe, not the other way around. In Dad's world, shoes really don't. I would have to make a more for something, and that gets overly complicated. Hey, you want your shoes to fit? You gotta apply these morphs, user. No, we just make the shoes fit. But real world, feet don't fit shoes, or shoes don't fit feet, feet fit shoes. That's the reason why your toes get janky looking. All those shoes go to the virtual shoemaker. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm getting there. Let's start working. It looks a little bit less of a cowboy boot now. I want to point that out a little bit more, though, I think. A little bit more point on that still. And then I'm going to see if I can pull some of these edges in, maybe. Kind of like that. All right. So for this one, I don't necessarily need that shape like that anymore. So I think I can just scale Z that like so. And let me switch. Let me see. I need to tweak my orientation. Do I have a good local? I do have a good local. Yay. And that still looks really janky over there, doesn't it? Uh, I missed. Let's try this again. I need that one and that one and that one. Okay, I'm starting to see a little bit of the foot pop through there. And it is just popping straight through there, isn't it? I didn't get something in there. That one right there. There we go. I think I'm going to bring that out a little. That needs a little work right there. Somehow that point went in the wrong direction. I still feel like that's sticking out a little too much over here. See if I can pull that over. I keep doing selections and it keeps not doing what I think it's doing. There we go, right about there. And then I'm going to maybe try to tweak that in a little bit. That looks better. I like that. Maybe smooth that out just a little bit like that. We're getting there. All right, now I'm gonna. You did not go around the way I was thinking you would go around. Let's try that again. So, you know what? I'm not crazy about that shape, so I'm gonna just maybe circle that up and maybe get that to fit a little bit better. Let's check a look at my guide. Yeah, I think I'm heading in the right direction with that. So I'm going to put a little, so we have this little kind of, and I'm pretty sure that's a spandex or a stretchy elasticy material in there to allow you to expand and actually maybe pull the boot on and off without even resorting to the zipper. And we will probably put a zipper zone in here as well. You know, maybe I circle those up and then refit it. How am I looking? I think I'm now. Do I want to adjust? That's an awful. You know, I don't need to match that heel, but I do think I will maybe slide this back a little bit. Mine's not going to be quite that blocky, but I do think I want to. So I'm going to get rid of this for right now. We'll come back to that later. Oops, let's dissolve the edges. Because what I want to do is just kind of slide. Slide that a little back that way, and I want to kind of do the same thing over here. You know, I probably should have. Yeah, let's slide these all together. See how that works. Sliding can be a little tricky sometimes. Sometimes they all don't go in the direction you really want them to go in. Sometimes they'll pick another line and take off on that. This seems to be going okay though. Except I'm not sliding both sides, am I? I am, except I just got this little loop in the middle. That's right. I'm probably good. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to also slide this back and this back. I'm in that foot over there. I could always get rid of that if I wanted to. Even that out a little bit. That's probably good. I'm going to G-stretch that back into shape. There we go. And you know what? I'm just going to put a G-stretch on there to spread it out a little more evenly. It's probably fine. All right, let's work on starting the details now. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this because this is a pretty good low base for this. And then in reality, it looks like that, but do I got a little bit of poke through in there? Not when you put the sub D on. All right, we're looking good. All right, I want to straighten that up and straighten that up. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to straighten this up, put a bevel in it, and then rebuild these out. Because when I do a bevel, I know they're really even. So the idea is if I scale on the X with those, kind of does that. Also, I'm going to do the same thing on the back. scale on X. And move that back over a little bit. Because I'm also going to put a seam in the back for the... I know, I'm still on my low poly. I'm not ready to say this yet. Here, let's turn this off for a second. So I'm going to put a bevel in here. And then I'm going to get rid of these. At least I think we'll see how this works. I may have wanted a bigger bevel on that. How are you looking? Yeah, so I am going to drop a center line in there. So I'm probably going to end up with maybe some weird tries. Is there a line through here? There is. There's probably a point right in there. See, we can't see what we're doing now. Yeah, let's put that line through here. Like that. Okay, so do I want to leave these as tries? Let's try this. I'm going to slide that one point up just a bit though. And what I want to do is maybe slide these ones back. So I know these. How are you looking? That's roughly what I want. There is a cap in here. Do I want to cap that off or do I want to leave this like I've got it now? You know what? Maybe I will put a line through here. Anyhow, I think I'm at a good point here where I'm just going to Shift D that. We'll hide the low poly one back here and we'll continue on with this. And you know what? I think I am going to get rid of this little triangle shape in here. That actually it's a diamond shape, isn't it? So I'm just going to merge those two because I'm not going to build it out that way. Straighten that out a little. So I do want even that out. Had I done this right, these would have been done with the bevel. You know, I should have pulled these back. There we go. And actually it's cutting in, so we just pull all of that out. Those are a little high. Can I bring you guys down? Nope. So what I got to do is actually bring you guys up a little along with that. I think that's going to do the trick. I'm going to put a little bevel in the back for the zipper. So we're going to... Do I want to do it all the way? I see, I don't want to come down to... You know, I think I just need to add a loop cut right in here. Right about like so. And then I'm going to do the bevel trick here. And we're going to inset that to add our zipper zone. Will be dum 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 like that. I'm going to clean that up because I don't want those five-sided polys in there. So actually, so we're going to put a cut there, and then we're just going to merge this out. There we go. And then I'm just going to do a little inset in here for the zip. Yeah. Three. Okay. So the thing is, am I at a point where I want to apply one level of sub D and then keep modeling from there? I think I am. That heel just looks weird. Did I grab the whole thing? See, that's still poking out. Wah, wah, wah. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and tab out, apply that. I'm going to add another sub D modifier because we'll probably put at least one more level of subdivision on this before we send it out. There we go. And this in here is my zipper zone. Oh, you got a little, when you sub D, you got a little crooked there, didn't you? There to there. I should have put a crease in this. Oh well. You know, we'll just slide those back up. Actually, scale Z0 kind of works. Although I've got these weird diamond shapes here. You know what? They'll sub D okay though. So I'm probably not going to worry too much about it. So we're going to inset this. I'm going to redo all the seams, I think is what we'll need to do. So actually, before I do that, we are going to crease those up really hard. And control, is it control shift? Control F, extrude along a normal. Set that in just a little bit. I'm going to put that fake zipper in there. And now I've got a couple extra faces here on the top. We'll just kill those. Deleting faces. There we go. And do I have to crease that in the inside? No, it looks like it came. All right, it came along fine. All right, we're going to kind of do the same thing here for the elastic zone. And then I'm going to put a cut through here to kind of give me this seam in here, I think. Probably right through here, maybe. So that's going to end up putting a loop cut right there that I can just indent some of that with. And I probably just need a little bit right there. Then I'm going to do my inset through here. That actually tapers down. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have to be exact on this. So Control F, extrude along normals. Pull that in like that. I think that does good. Actually, let me put the crease on here first. Doy. All right, now we'll put that in. Probably good. I've got the extra faces up there, so we'll get rid of those. Delete faces already. Okay, I'm going to put a little indent in here. Before I do that, we're going to put creases on these edges. Here to here. Missed. Dang it. It's looping around the short way. The short way is ending up being all the way around instead of over the top like I'm trying to do. And then I'm going to grab this. Oops. Apparently that's the wrong. No, you were the right one. I was clicking on the other wrong one. There we go. And you probably looped all the way around the boot, didn't you? You did. Okay. Then I'm just going to put a little crease in here. Right along through here. Did I select anything else by accident? I did not. Okay. Moving along. Control F. And just bring that in just a hair. Probably good. I think that's going to be it. All right, I think now we're just going to have to if I have scenes marked, I'm going to just remark everything. Oh, you know what I am going to do? I'm going to put the zipper slider in here, and maybe we'll adjust this a little bit. So let me see if I can remember where my zipper slider is. F. The pull will be a separate object because we're just going to put that on with the rigid follow node. But for the slider, I am just going to build that right into the mesh because I don't need it to move. So somewhere in here in my project folders, I think I have a folder called odds and ends, and that should have my zippers in it. Odds and ends begins with an O. I know. Odds and ends. There we are. I wish I could preview this stuff. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Zipper slide. Let's try you. That's what I'm looking for. It's already UV mapped too, or at least it should be, right? Look at that. That was totally UV mapped with a see, I can't even remember the term anymore. Smart projected. That was totally smart projected UV mapped. That'll be fine. I'm going to just stick those over there for now. We'll come back to them later. What I'm probably going to do, when we map the boot, we're going to, and I should get the pull in here too, so I can UV map that onto the same sheet. So we'll do that too. Boom. This way the shoes and the zipper and the pull are all on one map together. You say pull. That's what I want. Just a simple little. I'm going to change that just a little bit. Am I in edit mode? I can't tell. I'm going to make it maybe just a little bit longer. I missed. I'm not in X-ray. Now I'm in X-ray. So I'm just going to pull that down like that. Maybe a little more. It's good. I'm going to leave this here. Let's just do a Shift G. And we're going to end up putting it somewhere back there. Probably going to be good. I think we're going to leave the pull there. So let's I am in local, aren't I? All right, you're going to live right there. Chris just wants to let you know you're sitting here fighting with that red dress you made. Oh no, I'm sorry, Charles. Maybe I should just re-rig it. I'll try to put that on the list of fun things to do. Re-rig the red dress. I'm optimistic I might be a little better at it these days. You know, that's probably going to be okay. I probably want to move this center line, though. There's a, isn't there a spread along even in the loop tools? Maybe it was space. Let's try that again. That was it. It was space. I want to turn you off for a second. So I'm just trying to get this adjusted so it's a little more even through there. They would be no worry whenever you have time. And also make a couple morphs to get away from the leg. All right, we'll do that too. Some morphs to move it off the leg and try to re-rig it. I think the main thing is just getting it off the leg. But I may have weight painted that too. Back when I thought weight painting might have been a good idea with D-Force. I still hear people talk about it. I haven't touched D-Force weight painting in years. It just doesn't work out for what I need to do. I have ways to work around it. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. I like this Space Command. This is pretty cool. Whoops, I got too much stuff. So now that gives me the center line exactly on the center, so I can line this up so that it lines up on the center of that. Like that. And now I know everything's kind of centered up nicely. So at some point, I'm going to join this with that. I'm still working on a little. Oh, I got to put a little bit of a fake lip here on the boot. Maybe I'll just do that with a solidify. And delete all the pieces we don't need. I think this is going to be good. So do you have a material by any chance? You do. Yay. What do we got? Okay, we've got more than an hour and 15 minutes. We're nearly done here. Ha ha ha. Let's go ahead and throw solidify on this part. Generate solidify. That is way too thick, right? So we'll come over here, 0.00. I know if I say 2 millimeters, I might go with that. So we're going to apply that, and we're going to delete most of the faces from the inside out, or from the inside. I think this is good. I'm probably going to clean that up a little bit on these front and the back. And I think I'm going to put maybe a little bit of a bevel on these edges. So maybe I'm at the point where I'm going to duplicate this and apply my modifiers and then carry on just final touch up. So Shift D on that. Let's try that again. Shift D. Let's hide you. Let's play the modifiers. So I'm just going to convert it to a mesh which applies all modifiers. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to hide this edge so I can see what I'm doing. Maybe this one, tap back into here. And I just select that, expand, hide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and hide that, and then we're going to grab all the connecteds. All that stuff that's connected on the inside there. Delete those. Alt H. So now I have just a little bit of an interior in there just on the edge. It's good. I should have probably fixed that first. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm going to put a little bevel here and a little bevel there. And by little, actually some people would call it chamfer, right? Just a little bit like that. I think I'm good to go. Let's set up my surfaces and things. Set up our UV mapping. Hum diddy hum diddy hum diddy hum. I'm thinking. Come over here. I'm going to, where's the thing that lets me only see, I only want to see seams. And I'm going to redo all my seams. So, am I in? I am. So we're just going to clear all the seams. That's just a good clean start. Actually, let me check for something really quick. Just in case I've got any polys that are more than 4 faces. So select by trait, faces per side. So did I select anything? Let me turn on my statistics. Faces says 0. All right, I don't have any weird geometry. Yay. Okay, let's go back to setting seams. I want to do, you know what? I'm going to do that too. Nope, that wasn't the one. I want these. There we go. All right, we're getting there. You went all the way around, didn't you? Looking good. All right, mark seams there. Let's do the heel. Oh, I got to put a little heel tip in here. So I'm just going to put a little cut in here and do a little bevel insert. Like that. And then what I'm doing is I'm just going to scale that in a little. Gives me that little, and we're also going to mark that as a seam. Since I have it selected, well, right here, I might as well, right? Mark that as a seam. So that's going to flatten out a little bit better. Still not going to be perfect because of the, and I'm not going to bother putting a seam on the back there. Did I mark a, I did not mark a seam. Mark seam, there we go. All right. I'm going to have a hard time selecting that one and that one over there, so I'm going to just grab them first. Oops, my clipping's too. Let's fix that clipping so I can see what I'm doing. That's better. Okay, mark seam on that. Mark seam on that. Okay, I'm going to put, I want this to be split because it's going to make for really long. So we're going to split in the front and the back, this edge. And likewise, if I don't leave it split, it's going to make one really long strip, and it's probably going to force the sizing on the UVs to be weird. At least that's what I imagine will happen. All right, looks good there. Let's put a seam. What do I want you? I think I'm going to put you back in here. I think I'm going to start you here and run you over to here. Right about in there. I'm having that problem with shorter to go around that way than it is this way. All right. I'm happy with that. I think I'm just going to mark the inside here. And did you kind of flipped all the way through, so you're probably good. Same thing here. And you went all the way around and down. Although, you know what? I don't actually want a seam there. Do I want to put an edge seam? Yeah, I am going to mark a seam there. And I think I'm going to get rid of this seam right in here, these two. So we'll clear those. But I am going to put a seam right in the back. And I got a couple more over here. Got to clean up. That one right there. I think I don't need to make that shorter. If this big loop here makes something funny happen, I'm going to split that. Okay, we're almost there. I'm going to put a seam right up the sides. Kind of like from here to here. In here. And I also want to include these two little edges here. That's a sharp. That's a seam. Okay. I can't tell you how many times I've clicked mark sharp instead of mark seam. It's the same, right? Probably not. Okay, I think this is good. I'm going to put a split right down the back too, right in here. Probably good. Let's see how this is looking. Next comes the fun of assigning materials. All right, let's pop over to UV editing. Let's select everything. And so do I have anything? Do I want to put a split in here and have that map a little bit tighter? Actually, I think I'm going to put them right here and right here on the either side of that little strip. That's that little strip right at the bottom, right here at the front, right in here. So I think if I just mark those. Oh, I got to reset my view in here. That's one thing that always drives me crazy. Not you. Not you. Where's the one that shows me? I was just looking at it, wasn't I? Oh, there it is. I don't want to see creases, don't want to see sharps, don't want to see bevels. I just want to see seams. And I think this needs to go down. Yep, I gotta mark those as well. That and that. Are you still connected? Oh, there's a little sub. Oh, it's right in here. I gotta get that one too. That there, and that there. There we go. Okay, because how do I view the grid again? I've lost my grid and I forgot how to bring that back. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Show the grid on the UV. Is it in the view? I lost it and then I forgot what the this is what happens. You don't do something. And the last time I had to touch this was like years ago, right? And then when you accidentally fat finger something, you just it's been you don't do it regularly because I almost always just leave it a certain way, and then I'm fat finger something. It's like I'm told. Then I'm totally lost. Um, I need to see my grid so I can set up my box. Actually, is my box set? My box is set. I'm just going to leave it there. This is probably good. Okay, we're going to combine this with the zipper pull. But let's start breaking out the materials here. Let's do that. I think I probably have something that says shoe already, right? I guess not. All right, I got something that says shoe. Um, and you need like sole edge and interior. Do I have an interior? I don't know, shoe interior. Why is my shoe missing? Oh, it's because I'm doing this. I'm in the freaking search box, damn it. Ah, am I in? I'm in object mode. We're now in edit mode. I'm going to select that and assign it to that. Give it an obnoxious color, which probably won't be saved. I'm just going to hide that and move along. I'm going to set this up to be um, shoe elastic. I'll just call it shoe elastic. Assign that. Give it a color. Let's switch over to that so I can see my colors as we go along. All right, let's do shoe, and then and then we hide that when we're done with it. Yeah, yes. Only, oh, this little strip right through here. Let's grab that. And we're going to assign that to that zipper part as well. And there's these little teeny, no, that's good. It's good. Okay, to kind of do the same thing here. Actually, can I just control L that? I think so. And it just kind of goes through. Because we got the seams marked. Did I not? There we go. Sign that. Color. H. All right, looking good. I don't know. Do I have a name for this? Sole something or other. Shoe sole top is what I'm going to call that. Do I actually need that to be separate? Do I want to just call that? I'm going to call that sole edge along with. No, I'm going to call it top. Sole top. Never mind. This is sole edge through here. I should give shoe a color so we can kind of see what we have left. So basically, we're getting there. That's the sole. And because I'm putting shoe in front of everything, shoe sole. Sign that. Probably good. Then we have heel and heel tip. I think I'll be fine with that. Do I want to add maybe one more loop cuts in here to make these a little less long? I think we'll just do that. Probably a little better with that. I don't know if I really need that or not, but we'll see. Okay, did I assign? I haven't, I did, because it's got a weird color. That's going to be heel. Yo, Zyristana, how you doing, friend? Stitch and click. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. I'm working on what I'm calling a Neo-Asian outfit. You forgot the color. That happens. Yeah, how are you doing? How was the stream? Were we cross-stitching today or was it a movie day? And thank you, Charles, for shouting out. It is. It's part of it's hidden right now. It's a boot that's going to look kind of like that, but like this. And it's going to go with this outfit here. Stream was good. Working on fancy pants. Chantelane cross stitch. Ooh, nice. So I'm calling this a Neo-Asian outfit. Loosely inspired by a Sam. So today I'm working on the matching short boots that I'm going to have with it. And I'm almost close to modeling this in Blender. Did I make my assignment yet? I need a heel in here. So right now I'm making surface material selections. So that's going to be shoe, heel. The Go-Go Dancer went well. It's actually available at Daz these days. Here I'll show off. I don't. You don't need to ask twice. She comes with the boots, the dress, the belt, and I gave her a go-go cage. Come on. Come on, File Explorer. I super believe in you. There we go. How do you spell go-go dancer? Um, I think it called 60s go-go. There we go. So it looks kind of like that is how the final came out. So thanks. And there we go. We have the zombie girl version. So it comes with a variety of materials and textures. I seldom don't show the stuff. Um, and of course the obligatory from behind shot so that people can see what's in the back. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. That's right, groovy baby. Did I sign this material yet? I have not yet. There we go. I'm gonna hide that so I can do this. And that's gonna be the heel tip, and then I'm done with my material assignments. So the boot's looking kind of like that. Here, let's put a shade smooth on there. I'm going to put a zipper in the back. Although, honestly, with a boot like this is kind of an elastic material, so you could probably slip it on and off. And I'm going to join... I'm not done yet, right? I'm still doing the heel tip. Never mind. Yeah. Did I assign that yet? I have not assigned that yet. I need a new material. You found cross stitching for the other day. Contemplated random gift. Yeah, nice. Click on new. I'm going to type in shoe heel tip. Sign that. Give it a unique color, I hope. All right, Alt H. We're going to unhide everything. It's going to look something like that. I'm going to combine that zipper pull with this. No, that's the zipper slider, sorry. My bad. So zipper slider gets combined with that. So Control J, tap in here, select everything, pop back over to here. I'm going to shrink this down and stick it in here. Oh no, track down food. All right. Hey, thanks so much for the raid. There's a dyslexic heart for you. Everybody, go give Zyra Stana a follow. I would say watch her, except she streams mostly when I do. No, check her out. She doesn't always stream the same time I do. Just pretty close. Just pretty close. I'm going to rescale that because I went too fast. I'm going to put that there. All right, I have a zipper pull. I've got a UV map that. Yeah, we're going to put textures on this too. So we do that with Substance Painter. I'm going to redo you. Dang it. Tab A. You. Smart UV project. Unwrap. Probably good. I'm going to put that off to the side. And then we're going to combine so that this sits on the same texture map with that. So when I make texture maps, I only need one set. I don't need multiples. So let's grab you. Oh no, I grabbed the wrong thing. Where am I? What am I? Which mode am I in? I'm in object mode. Okay, I need that, and then I can tab in. And then I can select all of this, and then I'm going to scale it. And we're going to just line that up in that blank spot over there. I'm going to make it maybe a little bit larger. Actually, that's probably big enough. All right, now we're going to mirror this to fit the other foot. So select that. Let's put a mirror modifier on here. Dum, dum, dum. Generate. You know, many years later, I'm still not used to this one. Shift A, apply all transforms. There we go. I have to do this thing so that my UVs mirror. And I think that's going to work for the boots. So we're going to export this out and get it rigged over to Daz. Or I can just texture it first. Well, let's set, so we're in the export, time to export. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Are you my export? You are my export. Neo Asia boots, G9, because we're doing this for the Genesis 9. Let's come over here, make sure my presets are turned on. So I only export what I have selected and not all the other hidden stuff in here. And then also, I should give that a unique color. And then I'm going to export these out for Substance Painter. So I need my Substance folder there. This is going to be Neo Asian Boots G9. I'm going to say IDs. Save that with the materials and export that and save it again. Because Substance Painter doesn't like material names, it will punish me severely if I have materials in my file. There we go. All right, let's set up some textures really quick. That's my brain stopping. It'll be back. So we do that with Substance Painter. There we go. I'm going to hide you all. Actually, you're good. Is this the G9 one? It says G8. Why do you say G9? Because I did not rename you. Because I'm bad that way. Did Substance Painter open up yet? There it is. All right, let's get this going. We do file and new, and we're going to load in that no material version we just did right there. If I use the other one, it'll spread all my materials out into separate texture ID maps, which we don't need. And okay on that. Did I smooth you? I did smooth you. Yay. I think this will be fine. All right. Let's bake our mesh maps. We're going to patiently wait while it does its thing. Do I have a couple of weird creases in there? Looks like I do. I'm going to re-export that and redo this. Hey, Jay, thanks for popping in. Yeah, nice to see you, buddy. I've got a couple of weird sharps in here. So I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to open this up, clean those up, and then resave it. And we'll do that with Blender. And I'm going to hide you. And I'm going to hide you. And I'm going to hide you and you. And I'm going to bring in this one with IDs and fix that. Did you not? That was the wrong one. I want the boots with the IDs. That's right. There we go. Okay, we come in here. Let me see my sharps. So I don't want that to be sharp. I don't like that there, so I'm going to clean this. These were created with that auto smoothing. Likewise, we'll get rid of that one. Do I have any other wayward sharps? Nope. Then I got to get the other side cleaned up. Oh, no, wait a minute. I got you, don't I? Okay, I think this is good. We're going to re-export this now. I'm just going to overwrite the... Yep, should be good. Do it again. Oops, that was an import. That's my export. This time we're going to do the materials and overwrite the ID version right there. All right. Edit project configuration. We're going to reload in that. There we go. That's better. All right, now we're going to bake our materials. You're looking a little... It'll be fine. I'll put a level of sub D on it, Daz. We'll see how that works out. That was all part of the plan anyhow. All right, let's bake our textures. And then we impatiently wait while it does its thing. I can see the textures coming in here. It's working on the curvature map right now. At least I think it is. Well, it finished something. It's done. All right, we're going to bake the ID maps now. So that needs different settings than everything else. So we're going to load in that ID version. Make that cage really, really, really small, but not 0. And let's use a higher resolution for that for better fidelity. Bake that. And I think it's done. All right, we're good. Go into Paint. And let's start by putting steel and brass on the zippers. Bring you out a little bit. Am I going to do some stitching? I'll probably add some stitching. I'll probably put a little bit through here and around the edge, and maybe back around through here, and maybe across the toe. Steel polished. Let's drop you on that. And also I'm going to put it on the zipper slides. Okay, I'm going to do the zipper here. We'll put a material in here to kind of represent the elastic that's going to go in there. Over here, I'll know the material. Here, I'm just going to use this generic cotton in here. Is that what I want, or do I want something a little more? Let's see if I can find something a little more clean weave. What are you? If you make you really small. I kind of like that. I think that might, but maybe smaller still. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to change the color. Actually, do I want to... Yeah, I think I'm going to make this a neutral to start with. Maybe like that. I can come back and change it later. Now for the zipper, let's try the crazy ass pen tool. Oh, somebody's got a sharp in there. I didn't clean that one up. Oh well. C'est la vie. Let's put in a paint. Let's come over here to the pen tool. Let's just draw a line right through here. And let's find here, we're going to use the zipper tape. It's looking a little weird because it's clicking on that slide. So what we're going to do is we'll switch it to Can I just UVs? Is there an option for that? I think what I need to do is just move the slides off of here. So I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to have to rebake everything. Part of the problem is I got geometry on top of geometry in here. So it's giving me issues. So we're going to pop into here. And what I'm looking for is zipper slide. And I'm going to select those. Oh, you know what? And we're just going to move those off like that. We'll just pull them back. And then I'll just resave these. And then we'll pop back over here and we'll redo. Oh, and cancel. Since I am redoing that, I'll take advantage of the fact that I can clean this sharp up before I get any further. Do we see that one right there? All right, then I'm just going to resave. All right, back into here. We're going to update our configuration. Edit project configuration, select and bring in that. Okay. Back into bacon mesh maps. We're going to just rebake everything because I've moved some stuff around a little. Oh, damn it. I rebaked the ID map. We'll redo that. I got to reload it in. Okay, there we go. Open that. Bake that again. There we go. Uncheck. Check. 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 And that. All right, let's change this back. Restore default. Did that do anything? There we go. That did. I don't need you in here. I'm going to go back to the 2K maps on that. Now we'll just bake those and impatiently wait. One of these, I think the ambient occlusion or something takes longer than the others. Oh, I unchecked the normal. Damn it. I don't even know if I really need these. I might. It might be useful for the dirt maps. And I said dirt maps, not dirt naps. There's a difference. It's still going. It's done. Yay. I didn't do the normal map though, so I'm going to check on that and uncheck everything else and then redo. But the normal map went fast. All right, we're good. I don't even know if I needed that. All right, we're going to clean that up and change the colors and scaling a little bit. So back into here. Select that. Probably okay, except I think I'm going to put you down in here. I'm going to put the grid on so I can line up on that. I don't know why you are. There we go. Probably fine. Do I have a scaling option in here? I do want the normal map on that. I don't need the opacity. Zipper color. We'll start with the silver. Do I have a metallicity for that? Roughness. You know what? We're going to take that up. I'm not seeing an option on the metallicity. I'm hoping that it has one. Tape color. What was I doing? I was going to do the black first. I have a sizing in here somewhere. Size. I think I'll go with that. Can I mirror you over? I should have turned mirroring on when I did this initially. Doy. Um, so I might end up just redrawing this. Where is the mirror hiding at? There it is. Yeah, I gotta redraw you. Did you get mirrored? You did. Yay. Okay. Excellent. All right, I'm gonna put a fabric in the zipper zone. Uh-oh, what the hell happened over there? What the Farfig Nugan? Dang. You're fine over here. I gotta rebuild that and resave it and rebake again. Damn it. Um, I'm just gonna delete everything over here and just mirror. Because you all went jank. Look good. All right, let's put a mirror modifier on here again. Let's make sure we flip those normals. Looking good. Okay, I need that zipper pull in here. I'm gonna take you to. We're gonna export you all out twice. I think this will do that. Overwrite that. Okay, let's see if we can update the project configuration this time. It's, that's from the baking on that weird shape. Other than that, and I just have to rebake all my mesh maps. Wow, wow, wow. And it is 3 o'clock. One more hour, and we're gonna call it a day. Are you still baking? You're still baking. We're getting there. I think it's got a couple more. And the last one seems to go fast. So it's making 5 maps, and this is kind of a progress bar down here. Kind of lets me know where we're at. There we go. All right, let's make that ID map again. All right, load in that one. You did not. So did you load in right? You're still. I don't know if that loaded in right. Let's redo this. Edit. Did I not resave you? I thought I did. F6. Maybe I overwrote the outfit again. No materials. There we go. No, it says boot. You know what? Let's just do, try this once more. See, that looks right. That's better. Okay. All right. Oh, all right. I'm having to redo it. That's okay. It goes faster the second. Goes faster the fourth time. This one map is really slow, and I think it's what the curvature maybe. All right, now we're done. All right, back to painting. I think most of this stuff I can. So my zippers still steel. I think they are. All right, we're good. Let's go to fabric. Somebody's got to turn the cap lock off. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put that behind here. I'm going to call you zipper so I know what you are later on. This is going to be zipper zone. I'm going to call you. Did I lose my elastic? No, you're right there. Okay, zipper zone. Do you not have a, you do. Aren't you supposed to be? Oh, I made you gray or something, didn't I? You can barely see it. It's right there. But I do want that kind of fill in. You need a little bit of tweaking. So I want that normal map to just do a normal. My height map to just do a normal as well. And that should be good there. All right, we're getting ready for the leather. I'll just use the fine leather on that. And we'll also put that on the heel. And I'm going to set it to be a little on the shiny side. And also I want to adjust that color to be a little cooler. Probably good. Leather. That might be good. Okay, I have a suede. We'll use that on the interior there. Maybe I'll just do that. No. Here, we'll use this natural leather suede. I like that. We'll tile that up a lot. And you know what? I'm going to just leave it like that, as if it's just raw. Or do we want to just... Yeah, we're going to leave it like that. Also, I want to tile you up a little bit. I can't really see it, but I think the pattern, that's a little bit better maybe. All right, let's put a rubber on there. I just need a regular raw rubber will do the trick. And I think I'm going to put a couple of different leathers here and in here. I think for this, I'll use the same as what we put on the interior, but we are going to color that up. And I don't think I'm going to tile it as much. Actually, do I have a raw leather grain? So I put that there. I'm also going to put it on the top edge. I missed. Tweak the tiling on that. And adjust that color. I have two colors I gotta... So, do that. And that should be good. And then I'm just going to take, there's like a worn chest or something I'll use for the bottom. Leather at damage, leather weathered, or leather used worn dark. Let's take a look at that. Or worn leather chest. Let's try worn leather chest to see what you look like. Okay, what's the thing that turns the light around? There it is. It only rotates it though. I'm not getting... I guess we can... I'm not getting a good feel for the color in there. So, you know, we're just going to tweak that. And maybe go with this. So I think I will shift that to be a darker color. The elastic, there we go. So that's the basic coloring for the boots. I think we're good. All right, let's do a file, save as Neo Asia boots. Let's save these maps out. Let's choose my 5-channel preset. We'll do that. Export. All right, there we go. And where's my projects? There we are. So this gets saved in the projects with addresses, and there's NeoAsia. There's a runtime and textures and me and NeoAsia, and let's put a folder in here for the boots. Paste that. I haven't got any materials in here yet, so let's fix the capitalization on this. Windows is kind of a butt, so I can't just change the capitalization. I have to fool it. If I just capitalize that, it wouldn't actually do it. It's going to go, oh, that's just an O. You didn't make a change. I can't. I think that's right. All right, we're good. All right, we're ready to set up the boots in DAZ Studio. Oops, I missed. I need my shoe rigging instructions. So first things first, let's get the boots in here. Activate the import. We saved you somewhere in here. Boots, there we go. Should be good. Accept that. Okay, I gotta just get these feet to fit that. I know I tend to bend things in increments of 5. Although every time I think that it doesn't quite seem to be the case anymore. So I think that's going to work like that. If I say 35, and then we'll take the toes and do, what's that? Minus 35. There we go. Does that look like it fits? Of course it doesn't fit. Why would it fit? Because I've gone too far. If I say minus 30, we say 30 on this. Nope. All right, we'll just dial you in until you fit. Yeah, you're not fitting. All right, we can make some adjustments. Left to right. Oops. All right, let's make a little bit of tweaks in the boots in Blender and then re-export it out for that side. You know, I'm good. I'm good. I just need to pull a little bit around the toe. Okay, so you I don't need. You I'm going to export out later. You you know what? I'm just going to apply the smooth biangle and then clean up those sharps. Or maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, we're just going to do that. All right, what I need to do is pull out this zone a little bit more. So it's actually right in here. So we'll just add a little proportional editing to that. Let's try that. New Asia boot, G9. Yes, sir. Re-import. New Asia boot, G9. Looking good. Almost. A little bit more. Maybe up a little. Maybe up a little. And out a little. All right, I think we're good. So if I put a sub D on you, what are you looking like? Just out of curiosity. Tells me if I need to fix something else before. Well, I still have a chance before rigging this up. You know what? That's going to be fine, I think. Yeah, I think I can live with that. All right, let's rig. Chris needs his rigging instructions. So I keep those in PowerPoint because why not? Rigging shoes for Dad Studio. There we go. I don't need you. All right, we're at this point right here. Import shoes. Step 1 is pose, feed, and export. Oh, step 3 actually. Steps 3 should actually be model shoes. We've imported. Okay, so we have our foot posed. Let's save that over here. We'll do this as a pose preset. Neo Asia boots. Boots pose G9. There we go. So I only want to just basically save the feet. Okay, is good. All right, copy currently used hidden parameters. So we select you, come over to parameters, click on currently used. I'm just going to print screen that and copy it over here for future reference because we needed to see what those morph settings were. These corrective morphs in here. Okay, Chris reads his instructions again. Bake rotations. Reset the JCM. So we're going to bake the rotations in here. Go to this. Click edit. Bake joint rotations. Now we got to reset these back to these values. 49.2 for the first two. 50 for the next two. Excellent. So let's reset. Use the transfer tool. So activate the transfer tool. We're going to take our Genesis 9 and our boots and accept that. 0 JCMs on the shoes. So come over to the shoes. Control Shift F. Nope. Can I just 0 that? Don't I have a 0 in here somewhere? That did not work. Damn you. I have to manually do this. I thought I used to be able to 0 those out by clicking something. Anyhow. Reverse the Genesis pose. The easy way to do that is apply this pose and then put it in a negative. Or I'm on the wrong thing. And it should just basically be the foot. So that becomes negative 32. And then the toes become 30. Then I'm just going to mirror that to the other side. Left to right is good. Touch up weight maps. I'm not going to bother with that. Export shoes. There we go. Do I still have my, no, my resolution went away. So we're going to export that. Boom. And I think I'm going to rig those to a good figure. Did I ever change my directions in here? Import and transfer. That's it. Now I'm just going to import and use the transfer tool. There's still a little bit of tweaking, but we're getting there. There's the import. That's the new shape I just saved. Now we're just going to use the transfer tool on that. Did you really fit like that? How come you aren't lining up better? Oh, I know. I'm importing with a I imported that wrong. Let's do this again. I forgot. I was probably importing. See that I changed that figure. That just needs to be 10,000. That's better. All right, disaster averted. All right, now we run the transfer tool. So, and I want this one here that says 2. I want those. This time I can use a projection template. And I'm going to use the footwear. I'm going to pose this. And we're going to clean that up just a little bit. So I'm going to reload in that base shape. And then we're going to re-update the geometry. So I need to load that shape, load the good shape in as a morph target, which is you. Did I get the right thing hidden? I do. There we go. That's our good shape. I'm going to re-zero you out. Re-export this. Okay, reset that, and then import. Update the geometry, the vertex position with this. Should be fine. All right, we should be good. Let's see if we put the pose on now, how we're looking. Arg. Oops. There we go. Okay, we still have to add the zipper pull to this. And then we're going to, well, I can save this out now. But actually, let's put the materials on. And let's also put on our sub D on these. So here we'll select these boots here. I'm going to give you a proper name. I'm going to put that hyphen in there. Do that and get rid of this 2 on the end. And now we'll put our, come over here. I'm going to put my generic shader. Did my materials come in? Yay, my materials are there. I should have checked that earlier. Nothing quite like doing all this work and then realize you brought in a version with no materials. Do that. I'm going to tweak this angle here. And actually, experience says that was 60. Let's put a sub D modifier on there. Let's do a quick render. Oh, I didn't do the stitching yet. So we got to do the stitching and then we'll resave the textures. Yeah, it's looking okay. So let me save this before I lose it. Here we'll do, we'll save as a figure prop asset. And you need to come over here to the Genesis 9 folder. And then we kind of, so I'm then going to take this and fit it to Genesis 8 and then rig that up for Genesis 8 as well. We won't be doing that on stream. Okay, is he good? You're Nia Asian. The vendor is me. That looks good. You say footwear. Yeah. All right. Let's quickly let's put in another paint layer in here, and we're going to do I'm going to add stitching to this. Right there, top stitching. So it's kind of like what we did with the zipper. I'm going to lay down this one first, then we're going to dial it in. And then we do the other ones. So I want that size to be maybe 2. What is my color? And what do we got going on here? Let's say UVs. No, let's not. UVs looks weird sometimes with this, so I'm going to go back to tangent wrap. I'm not getting a lot of stuff, a lot of overlap on that, so I should probably be okay with that. I do want to use the normal map on that, so click on that. I'm going to make my color, you know what, we're going to do black, and we're going to just do a little bit of a multiply with that slightly to just blend in with the color underneath it. With the black, it's just going to become even blacker, but So over here, I'm going to take you and bring you way up here. So base color is going to end up being normal. Actually, base color is going to be multiplied, but I'm going to say 25. All right, should be good. If I hit the... I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm going to hit the escape key. I still can't see what I'm doing. Is that going to be okay? I suppose so. It always looks goofy strong in here, and then as it's a lot weaker. Then I think we're going to put around this edge here. So we'll do that. We'll start at the top and bring it back down and go around. We'll actually run it through that little strip in there. All right, let's put a sharp edge on that one. I'm going to move you to the center here. And we'll take that sharp edge off. Okay, and then I'm going to run a little... We'll run one along the edge here. You know what? I think I'm going to... Do I have an option... to do a double stitch? I'm going to do a double stitch on this. Pretending I'm fancy. We'll run another single stitch down along that zipper gap. So I'll pull that back just a little bit. All right, then we're going to run you along here. I'm up too high. Probably good. A little lower there. And then we'll run up through here. Am I still mirroring? I hope so. Looks like I am. And that's going to be it for the stitching. So we'll run that back along this edge here, and we'll switch back to single. Straight single. There we go. And what are you doing? Let's make that a sharp corner there. Sharp corner there. And smooth that back out again. And we'll just run it back up this way. So sharp corner there, sharp corner there. Put you back into all right, I think that's gonna be fine. So let's export that and put it on. So do I want silver or what do I really want? Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the steel silver for now. I can change it later if I'm not happy with it. So we're gonna re-export this, Control Shift. Actually, let's hit save. And you know what? The grid's not doing me any good now, so let's just drop that. So I can kind of get a better feel of the direction I'm heading. Definitely we're gonna do black and white, and then maybe a couple other colors. I'll see where I'm heading. Maybe silver and gold. Possibly a pink. But we'll see what the dress colors end up being. I'm saving. There we go. I still got 21 minutes left. What the hell, dude? What did I do? Control Shift E. Come on. Export that. I think I hit save. Nothing quite like realizing you hadn't hit saved. All right, there's the exports. Control X those. There's the boot folder. Control V, replace 5. Yes, sir. I'm going to rename this one black. So boots black, basic color. Close that. Let's make sure we hit save on that. Let's come over to here. And let's put those textures on the boots. There we go, surfaces. All right, I got my color. Put you there. You are a height map, so we're going to put you here into the bump channel. You are the metallicity, so let's put you over here into the metallicity. There's a normal map. And there's my roughness map. Control R. Let's see how we're looking. Let's see if the stitching looks whacked or not. Yeah, actually, it looks good. He said before it started sharpening. Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do. The only thing I might do is the sole is a little on the brown side. That's kind of what I wanted, though. Let's take a look. Actually, let's switch you. Let's put you onto IRA. Okay, what I think I can do is we can go ahead and add our... I'm probably going to adjust this zipper color. Or I might just redo the way I'm doing the zipper. I might not use that stitchy thing, the path thing. I might just use another tool instead. But here, let's do this. Dun, 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 dun. Back to Blender. Hello, Blender. Let's go get that. There we go. Let's export you out. Neo boot. And you know what? I don't have to say G9. This is just going to be zipper pull. I'm going to use this with the G9 and the G8 versions. Selected only is good. Export. Back over here. Import. Right there. So if this works properly, I should be able to just take that and copy it and come over here and paste. Should be good. I'm going to set up a little rigid follow node. We'll duplicate this a couple of times. There's only going to be two, so I'm not going to bother instancing it. And here we'll turn off the IRA, go back to texture shaded. I wish I could zoom in better and the clipping's too close though. So I'm gonna get a face that's right about in here, and we're gonna put a rich follow node, and then we'll do the same thing with the other side. Geometry editor, right there. Geometry assignment, create a rigid follow node. I'm goofy, I'm gonna always call my nodes node. Zipper, pull, that's the right side. Accept that, and then we'll just come over and add another one over here. Maybe right about there. I don't. There we go, right there. That's right, I gotta put the cursor in the box. I keep forgetting it doesn't automatically put the focus there. Accept that. All right. All right, what part of the body are you? You are on the shins. So down here in the boots, we're going to look at the left shin and right shin and the left shin. Nope. Right there, down here. There it is, left shin. Left shin gets that one. Right shin gets the other node. All right, I'm going to zero these out and hide them. We're zeroing the rotations out. All right, there we go. Visibility is off for both of those. Quickly just do a memorize on that, just in case. Let's also lock and then memorize again. Should be good. Did I bring my pull in? Yeah, right there. Okay. I'm going to rig the pull a little bit. I think, because knowing this program, because I want the center to be right there. So we're going to do this. Oh, and I have to save you as a, and I'm going to put you down there. I want to move this right into here. Of course, now I can't select it because I got this thing in the way. Right there. Now I can move you out of, no, I got the wrong thing. Is good. Let's memorize you. And let's save you out as a figure prop asset. I will eventually get rid of this file right here, but for right now, Because when I save this as a wearable preset, I don't need this thing here that's going to say zipper pull. And, I'm just going to make sure you're in the right product and just set you to be a prop. Okay, is good. Shift D that. Did that work? That did work. So now I'm going to change the name of this to pull L and take you and attach you to that. This one I'm going to change to pull R. And parent you to that. And control E that one. And control E. That should give me a... It should center up on the rigid follow node. But it's a little off. That's okay. And someday I'm going to figure out how Daz does its clipping. If there's a way I could change that. There you go, little buddy. There you are. And then I'm going to memorize that. And then we just, I could probably just copy and paste the other one. Kind of. There's a couple of things that will probably need to be adjusted, but Control V. Oh, that worked out. I think I just have to change my rotations or something, right? You would think. Usually... All right, yep. I just had to tweak the rotations. Actually, are my translations... So we just got to back that. There we go. That's good. Let's memorize you. Should be fine. So if you bend the feet, you may need to adjust these zipper pulls. What do we got? I got 9 minutes left. You know what? I'm probably going to call it a day right here. We'll do a little bit of cleanup. I'm going to save this as a wearable preset now. So this will include, and I'm going to overwrite the boots. And now it becomes a wearable preset. Yes. So we don't want the eyes, but we do want the boots. And I'm going to save this so that it will pose the feet when it loads. So same thing we kind of did before when I did the foot pose. Choose that left foot and then go choose the right foot and accept that. And I think I'm going to call it here. Can I just... And let's find somebody to, right, Control D. Let's start a little render here. I'm going to do it from the back so we can see our zippers. I'm not happy with this, so I'm probably going to change these materials a little bit to get the zipper in the back looking a little bit more to my liking. But we're getting there. I got the basic setup. I'm going to go hang out for and then, all right. But I'm going to get off right after that. Need to get a nap. Yeah, all right. Thanks for being here, Charles. I appreciate it, man. It is always a pleasure to catch you, buddy. I got to remember to try to rework the red dress again. That's fine. This is looking fine. This is what I want. Although I do want this to be a little more steely, so I'm probably going to redo that on the texture map. And then for color options, like I said, definitely need a white version. And then it depends on what colors I'm going to make the rest of the outfit too. So I might make a silver and a gold versions of the boots as well. Possibly pink because I like pink. Maybe some other colors, but we'll see. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Let's leave that there. Zyra Stana, thank you for that raid. That is awesome. I appreciate it. Uh, Theria Tan, again, thank you for that follow. That was awesome. I appreciate that too. Let's see who's on the Twitch first, and let's see if any of the art friends are hanging out today. And we'll go hang out with them. The nice lady over there is on with a billion people. I'll put that off to the side. Uh, I know Charles is probably watching, except he's going to go take a nap. So I'm scrolling down to the bottom and then going to work my way back up. DJ Stulu is doing IRL at the Cleveland Air Show. You know what? Let's go over and hang out with DJ Stulu. I'm thinking he's got no viewers, so we'll give him 2. I'm just double checking and making sure there's not somebody else. Peekaboom is playing Peak. She's got 6 viewers, but she's gaming. DJ Stulu is a really good friend. Taddy's on though. Taddy's doing wood burning. And DJ Stulu is watching the Chicago Air Show. The Cleveland Air Show. The Cleveland Air Show. My bad. You know what? Let's go over and say hi to Taddy. He's doing art. He's doing his wood burning. And he's also got Chris the Lone Star hanging out with him. So we're going to do that. Yeah, let's go over. I hang out with Taddy and Chris nearly every morning when Chris the Cripple is streaming. So yeah, let's do that. Hey, thank you all for being here. Hey, anybody on the YouTube? I think we saw Leo over there. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Remember, like and subscribe. Also, there was somebody else, Squirrel, somebody with a squirrel name. Digital Squirrel, thank you for popping in. It was great to see you too. So let's do this and go over and say hi to Taddy Bidet. So if you're on Twitch, we're going to rate Taddy Bidet. Stick around for that. And also, we will be back tonight, 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. It's an art share. It's a Discord chat. It's an old cartoon. We've been currently watching Old Betty Boops again. So there is that. Feel free to join. If you want to participate, feel free to dump stuff into the, go to the Discord and put stuff in the gallery. And we will share that on stream. So there is all of that. We have the raid calls. If you can join the raid, that's awesome. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to use that. If you are a subscriber, you get to use the sub raid. And let's do this. Slash raid Taddy Bidet, the artist formerly known as Toilet After Dark. He's a published author. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Let's pop over to my Twitch here. My Twitch right there where I see the raid has been started with 8 viewers. I'm copying my raid call. And we will be back tonight. So hasta la vista, baby.